Good evening, San Bernardino. I am so happy that you guys could make it here tonight. We have an agenda to review for a meeting coming up tomorrow, so I will give it a couple minutes. I know that we're updating and people will be jumping on board, so just bear with me for a minute or two. Okay, here we go. So this agenda review tonight is for the Development and Environmental Review Committee, and it is actually meeting tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. at 201 North East Street. So I wanted to make sure. I actually didn't see this, and I'll tell you why, but I didn't see this initially when I was getting ready and prepping for this week because the agenda wasn't posted until yesterday. And so in thinking like, hey, we're doing stuff in advance, that just wasn't the case. So I want to talk about what the Development and Environmental Review Committee is and who's on it, because I think this is actually really important. And one of the things that we talk about the most in our community is like, what is upcoming? What development is heading our way? We're reassessing our general plan. What does that mean? What does it mean for the downtown specific plan? How come I never know what's happening in my neighborhood? What I have learned is that this is really the committee where everything starts. And although we make a lot of focus, and I myself put a lot of emphasis on the Planning Commission, this is big right here in this moment. So without further ado, we will jump into the actual agenda. So the Development and Environmental Review Committee is made up of city employees. This is not a regular committee or commission where the council has the public appointed. And I'm going to be honest, up until this year, and there's a reason why, but up until this year, I had never heard of this committee. I don't remember any reports being made out of it. I don't remember the council talking about it. And what I've gone back and looked at in the agendas is that unless they just haven't been uploaded, this committee has only started meeting this year. So I don't know the history of it. There is nothing in the city records that shows this committee was active prior to 2023. Hi, Scott. Thank you for joining. So right now, this committee is made up of Mike Rosales, who is the Planning Division Chairperson, Sam, I'm going to try this, Marinian, who's Building and Safety Division, Mina Bishara in Public Works, Land Development Division, Osman Jabeth in Public Works in the Traffic Division, Robert Sepulveda, Public Works Engineering Division, I know him, Robert Lindbergh, Water Department, Engineering Section, Robert Castillo, Water Department and Environmental Control Section, Gracie Johnson, Public Works, Integrated Waste Division, Tim English, San Bernardino County Fire Department, and the secretary is Jessica Nemitz. I hope I'm not butchering that. Hi, Ron. So this is, as you guys can see by their titles, there is no community. This is a completely established internal review committee. So that's interesting to me. Now, I'll give a synopsis at the end. So we'll kind of go through with this. So the first page, it calls to order. There's going to be a pledge of allegiance and a roll call. Public comments listed for items on listed and not listed on the agenda. So you can talk about anything that we see here tonight or anything not listed, but you have a 3-minute limitation and shall apply to each member of the public. However, if there is a public hearing, which there is, you can also comment on that. And then you'll be called by the chairperson, and you please, if you're going to come, turn in your individual speaker slips to the secretary by 10 a.m. of the meeting. So this is important. I want to read this portion to you because this is a publicly posted meeting. And I'm going to tell you why that's important in a couple minutes. So the first item is a public hearing. This is for a conditional use permit 20-17. The subject is a request to development, establishment, and operation of an assembly facility for religious purposes containing approximately 16,085 square feet on a parcel containing approximately 3.8 acres. So what I've done is I've added the map. I just Google mapped this, and it's located at 1316 West 13th Street. This is a zoned commercial as of right now, commercial general. It's categorically exempt pursuant to section 15332 in infill development of the state CEQA guidelines. So this is telling us that this is exempt from any type of Environmental Quality Act. Okay. The owner is the Apostolic Assembly Faith Christ Jesus Church, I assume. The applicant is Isaac Zapata, and the project manager is Elizabeth Mora Rodriguez, and the senior planner. The staff recommends that the Development and Environmental Review Committee move this item forward to the Planning Commission for consideration. Here's the thing, guys. This is it. This is all the information that has been provided to the public, minus the map. They didn't even provide the map. So this is a city-owned this is a church-owned property that wants to develop this portion of its property for an assembly facility for religious purposes. They do not share the application. They do not share the specs. This is all they're saying is that we want to move this to the Planning Commission. So that's item number one. Item number two, conditional use permit 22-13 and public convenience or necessity letter 22-6. The request is for an alcoholic beverage control type 21 off-sale general license for an existing convenience store and gas station. This is located right off of the 330 when you're across from Walmart. Its address is 4304 East Highland Avenue. I provided the picture, and it's categorically exempt, it says, from CEQA. This is G&M Gapco LLC in the 4th Ward. Michael Rosales is the associate planner, and staff recommends the Development and Environmental Review Committee move this item to the Planning Commission for consideration. So it doesn't tell you specifically, but a type 21 is basically just prepackaged alcohol in a facility that also a minor could go into, but you cannot drink on site is what the control is. Now, does that explain that in the backup material? No, it does not, because there is no other material other than this first part minus the picture. That's going to be a common thing, by the way. Next on the agenda is number 3, development permit type D22-15. So they want a request to allow a development and establishment of a 4,074 square foot expansion to an existing 3,492 square foot building on 0.74 acre portion of an entire 1.44 acre parcel. This is going to be on Allen Street, 471 South Allen. This is zoned commercial heavy. They say, again, this is categorically exempt pursuant to the section of CEQA. The owner is Francisco Diaz, and Mike Rosales is the associate planner, and they recommend that the Development and Environmental Review Committee continue this item to the next regular meeting of March 22nd. Now, why are they requesting that? I don't know, because there is nothing provided in the backup material as to any type of application, any type of understanding, any type of conclusion as to why these recommendations are being made. And again, if you are anywhere near Allen and Mill Street, this is a potential development coming your way for the expansion of a building. And I am neither for nor against these developments, because quite honestly, I just don't know. I can't say either way. Here's next. Item number 4, development permit type D 22-22. A request to allow the development and establishment of a 3-story Welcome Resource Center building containing approximately 58,000 square feet and a 1-story public safety headquarters building containing approximately 16,800 square feet, along with the construction of the off-site and on-site improvements on the property comprised of 3.73 acres. So this is right next to the Sturgis Center and next to the church, the Orthodox church that was sold. This is located at 746 North E Street. It is zoned a public facility. They say again that it is exempt from CEQA as an infill. The owner is San Bernardino City Unified School District. The applicant is Runanu Clark Architects. The recommendation is staff recommends that the Development and Environmental Review Committee adopt the resolution 23-014, adopting the categorical exemption under the California Environmental Quality Act and approving the development permit type 22-22 based on the findings of fact and subject to the recommended conditions of approval. I cannot tell you what that is, what it states, because they did not provide it to the public. And I cannot guarantee you that anybody that I listed that's going to be at this meeting has read that material themselves. And the requirement is that the public is supposed to be able to see everything that is a determining factor in decisions. So I wish I had more for you, but I don't. Item 5 is development permit 22-06. A request to allow the development of 20 single-family residences, each containing approximately 3,219 square feet with attached 3-car garages containing approximately 675 square feet on a project site containing approximately 24 acres within previously approved tentative track map. The address is the northwest corner of West Ohio Avenue and North Little League Drive. This is zoned residential. It's a previous environmental determination subsequent to the environmental ERIs and negative declarations. So they've gone through something. The owner is Vertimont Ranch 20 LLC. The applicant is JEC Enterprise. The project manager is Elizabeth Mora Rodriguez. And they recommend that this goes to the Planning Commission. Now, what's interesting, if you know anything, which you guys do, about the 5th Ward is the constant push for development has been a very contentious discussion. And I am wondering if Councilman Ben Reynoso knows that this potential development is headed his way, given that he just held a community meeting talking about flooding and flood control and emergency management in the event of a fire or earthquake. So I don't know, we can reach out to him and find out. There is no other information other than the top portion. They did not provide anything to the public. With that, I want to share my thoughts with you. Let's see, Scott says those are going to be huge homes on postage stamp lots. Yeah, it's a big development, quite 3,500 square feet. That's a lot. There's no backup material. When I'm showing you guys, this was a 5-page posted agenda. And what are the employees that are noted basing their decisions on? I don't know. I find that extremely problematic. And I went through all of the previous agendas, as I stated in the beginning. There is no backup material listed for any of them. So how are our city employees determining everything? To me, this is not transparent. This is extremely worrisome. Like I said, problematic. I am going to go to the meeting tomorrow at 10 a.m. and give this public comment. I do not see that there are any city attorneys present. I don't know, maybe they're under a different rule for a publicly hosted meeting. I don't know. I really don't. And I guess the biggest problem that I have is, are we not past this? Did they think we weren't going to look? Are there other guidelines? The council members that I've reached out to didn't know that this was a committee. So if everybody's always questioning what's happening and the city isn't even having to disclose that or how they're making their minds up, I don't know what we're doing. I just really don't. And in the 7th ward, this is like one of the biggest discussions, is what's coming and how are we maneuvering. And then anybody that's been following along with the general plan, we're literally trying to lay out zoning and development for the next 15 to 20 years in our city. Is this in alignment with the general plan, with the assessments that we did with PlaceWorks over the last year? We've spent millions of dollars having discussions about what we want in our neighborhoods. Is this in line with that? I don't know. So it's really not cool. Just that's it. I'm trying to be as politically correct as possible, but I don't know. The next meeting is March 22nd at 10 a.m. But what does it matter if you're not giving us the information when your next meeting is? And I'm going to go over some of the comments. So Scott says, do the council members not check the government calendar and stay on top of things like they should? You know, I don't believe that they're giving these updates. Now, council members, and here's how I view the council. This could be completely different from anybody else. Weigh in if you do. They're busy. They've got 35,000 people to watch over, represent. My belief is the city should tell them, here is everything that's coming up. Here are all the committee meetings. Here are all the decisions an update. Give them an update every 2 weeks. Here's what's happening. Here's what we're doing. I am not believing that's actually happening. I think I'm going to give you my honest opinion about the city clerk's office. I think they're complete BS. I think that they are not doing their jobs. In fact, in the last council meeting, the city clerk said that minutes have not been posted for over a year. So if you want to go back and look at the meeting minutes for different commissions and city council meetings, you're not going to find them. That's illegal, by the way. So the city clerk's office, while they keep building their staff and we keep spending more money, is an absolute failure, in my opinion. I think that we have a very unqualified city clerk who doesn't know what she's doing. And no matter how much staff you give her, given the fact that she brought the business registration manager as her deputy city clerk, who had never, ever worked in a city clerk's office, as her second. Again, what are we doing? Like, what are we doing here? So, Scott, I think it's a combination of both. And for $145,000, these people really need to do what their job description is. So that's my opinion on that. Paula says the city management does not want us involved. They don't. Everything that I'm seeing, and I really believed that we would see some changes. The council begged, right? They were like, keep us in, because we're going to make things different. We're going to be accountable. Oh, we're so sorry that we were up Valdivia's butthole for 4 years. And now we're going to, find a new direction and we're going to be our own people. No, literally the end fighting is to see who's more Valdivia-esque than the other and who can rule the roost, rather than saying, look, guys, you gave us the second chance. We're going to be above and beyond reproach. We're going to disclose so much information that you guys are going to be like, dude, just handle it. We got you. We understand. I don't see it. What I see is we're still kicking up and turning up the dirt. And that really sucks, because development is so important to us. Public safety is so important to us. Economic development, code enforcement, homelessness, everything is a priority in this city. So I don't want to go on and on about it, but I just wanted to bring this to your attention tonight. This is all the information I can provide you, is 5 pages for 5 items and 0 material to tell you what it all means, to tell you what the applications desire, to tell you what their finding, their facts of findings were, to see how they're determining any type of exemption. And I believe, and I may be corrected, we'll find out, that this is a violation of the Brown Act. So without any other questions, comments, or concerns, if you have any, please hit me up in the chat, share this. I think it's good information to know. And if you need me, I will be around for the next agenda review. We have a council meeting come up next week. So onward and upward, you guys. Have a great evening. Thank you.